friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight, mixing colors day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So, today we've got another one sheet wonder. I thought I was running out of ideas, but then I came up with this. It's a very simple one, but I think you're going to love it. It's got 8 pockets and a little wrap to hold it all together. So, because, you know, we like to have different types of closures, don't we? So this is the wrap. So I've just made this wrap slightly bigger just because this doesn't have any ephemera in it, but we'll go through the pockets with you. So it has a pocket on the front, so there's that one there. We've got a diagonal cut on the front, and then we open it up and there's another pocket here. We've got the diagonal here, which is a pocket, and we open it up. We've got 2 pockets here, so we've got one here and we've got one here. There. We've got a pocket here in the middle. We've got a tuck here, and then we close it up again, and on the back we've got a larger tuck. So I'll show you how to make this nice and simple, like I say, but you know, simple but effective. So what you're going to need is a 12 by 12, because that's the whole point of this series, is to use up our 12 by 12s. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut 3/4 of an inch, sorry, not 3/4 of an inch, a little less than that. You're going to cut 5/8 of an inch off one edge. I think I'm going to use this edge because that's what's going to be our wrap. So 5/8 of an inch is there. I'll just pop that on there. Trying to see where the 5/8 line is down here as well. 5/8, 5/8, 5/8. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's not easy to do, is it? So, it's moved now. Hang on. Just bear with me. Let's do it this way round, because then I don't have to mess around so much. So that's the half. That's the 5/8. That's better. We've got a nice straight line to put it against up at the top. So I'm just gonna. I haven't replaced my blade yet, so it might have a floofy edge. Yes, it does, but yours won't have that. I'm just gonna have to cut mine off. I have ordered some blades that just haven't arrived yet, so just need to replace my blades. I could sharpen them, but I still haven't got round to that either, so I'm just going to cut my floofy bits off. You won't need to do this, obviously, well, unless your blade needs replacing. I'm not replacing your blade though. So once you've done that, you've got to remember now that it's longer than it is wide now. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your scoreboard, or however you want to do the scoring. You're going to put it on your scoreboard, and of course it's going to be shorter, and that's how we know that we've got it the right way round, because it doesn't quite meet the end of my board. And you're going to do the first score at 3 7/8. So that's your first score all the way down. So the top is at the top, bottom's at the bottom. So first score is down at 3 7/8, and the next score is at 7 3/4. Okay, so that's our top to bottom score. Now what we need to do is we need to turn it so that the top is on the left hand side, if of course you are right-handed like I am. So you're going to have it now, the next score line is going to be at 7.5, and that's all of your scoring done. So take it off your scoreboard. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut out those score lines at the bottom here. So this is the main part. That's the bigger part. The 7.5 inch bit is the main body of it. Where these are going to form pockets, and we're going to cut the score lines out of here, because then they won't get in the way of the folding. So by cutting the score lines out, I just mean cutting either side of the little ridge that you have just created. Okay, and then you can snip it out. In fact, I'll do that in a second. I'm going to go down there, cut that one out, Only up to that first score line though, don't want to go further than that. And then the other side. Okay, and then you're going to snip those out. I'm just going to actually use my blade to do that. You could just pull them out, snip them out with a pair of scissors, however you choose to do it. And that's what I'm going to do. So take those bits out. You're not going to use those bits, so you can get rid of those. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut these. We're going to cut them slightly differently though. Okay, you're going to cut the two outer ones at 1 3/4. And then you're going to cut the middle one at 2. Okay, so the easiest way I found to do that is using my cutter. But if you want to measure it and do it that way, then do that. So with this type of cutter, so I haven't got one of those roller ones. If you've got a roller one, you're going to need to fold away this middle one before you do any cutting. So I'm going to put those back into there, and I'll show you what I'm going to do, because I've got one where you can skip the middle part. So I'm going to do 1 3/4, which is there. And then I'm going to do this side and stop, and then lift my blade up, and then do this side and stop. And that's taken those two pieces off. And then I'm going to move it so that it goes to the 2 line. Move that out of the way, because we don't want to cut that off. Move it all the way down here. So, and we'll put this on the 2 line. Get that nice and straight at the top. Nice and straight there. And then I'm going to lift this, move it to that middle part, and cut that piece off at 2. Again, you won't have a fluffy edge. Mine's just because my trimmer needs a new blade. So I'm just going to cut this fluff edge off, so we don't have to deal with it. Just trying to cut the fluff off and not cut it down anymore. And again, do that with the pieces that I've cut. One at a time. And on this one, last one it should be. Okay, so that's those pieces. Get rid of the fluff. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to put those folds in. So that's going to fold up. And we're just going to put that in as a crease. I'm going to fold that one up. Now, if you don't like the look of them being slightly different heights, then, you know, cut them all the same height. That's entirely up to you. I just wanted something a little bit different by having a bit of variety in it. They all fold inwards on this bit, so I'm going to actually I'm going to line these two up. So if you line these two up, then they end up being in the same place. So if you sit that like that, and then take your thumb notch out of it. Okay, move those to one side, and then we're going to do the thumb notch out of this one. And we're just going to eyeball this again. Okay, don't move that to one side. And then we're going to ink it. So I'm just going to do that, and then I will come back to you. Where's my ink? There it is. So I'll come back to you in a second. So the next thing we need to do is we need to now fold in these creases. The reason I didn't do that before I inked it is because it just gives it a bit more rigidity when I'm doing it. So we need to fold these pieces in. Okay, just fold them on those creases that we've given them. And this is your opportunity that if you find it buckles because of the pocket, this is your opportunity to just cut those bits out. But that should have happened when you cut this bit out. So okay, so now what we need to do is we just need to ink those spines, which I'll do while you're here. Okay, like that. That just gives us a bit, and I'm just going to put a really light one on the inside. Just a light one, just to give it a marker. Okay, so there we go. So then now what we need to do is we need to just cut this top corner off. So that's our top corner that gives us this diagonal here. And all I did was I literally just took a pair of scissors, aimed it towards the corner, and just cut a pleasing triangle off. Now you can measure it so that it comes down as far as it goes across, so you could measure that, but I'm not worried about it. If you are, you do that. That's entirely up to you. But we're just doing it like this way because this is the way that I planned it. And just then ink that edge. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to glue these pockets in. So I'm just going to get my glue, which is here. So just glue all of these pockets down. So just a line of glue either side. You don't need any at the bottom because of the, I like to pinch it to present it. You don't need any at the bottom because you've got a fold there. So, and again, just pinch to present it. Also pinching just pulls it away from it and those creases if you need to. And there we go. And that's going to go in there. And again, just pinch to present. Okay, so then what we have is we have these three pieces. So these three pieces are going to form various pockets. Okay, so if we look at this one here, we've got a pocket that we've put in on the front. So you pick one of your pockets. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Okay, so of these two that are measured the same, one of these is going to be the pocket on the front, and one of them is going to be the pocket on the one of them is going to be the pocket on the front, and one of them is going to be the secondary pocket on here, which is this one here. Okay, so you just want to decide which way up you want them. I think I might have that one on the front. Yeah, I'm going to have that on the front. That's going to go in there. So I'm just going to cut that rough edge off of there. Then I'm going to put those two together because I know they're the same width. They're not quite, sorry, they're the same height, but they're not quite the same width. And that's because these panels don't measure exactly. That's because of how we've scored them. Okay, so we're just going to take a piece out of there. I'm just going to do that on the. Started doing it over there because it kept going in my eye. So there we go. And then we're just going to ink these to give them a bit of a colour. I think that's the colour I wanted on the outside. So that's going to go there. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to cut it down. Again, just ink that edge now that I've cut that. Cool, and then just place it. Is it okay? That's fine. And then we're just going to put a line of glue down the sides and across the bottom. And we know it's the bottom because it's the bit without the thumb notch. And we're going to stick that on the front. Like that. Cool, again, just pinch it to present it. Okay, then we're going to take this other piece and we're going to ink around there as well. Just making got nice inky edges. And then we're going to check that on there. That fits nicely. So we're going to line of glue down either side. And then across the bottom. Okay, and pop that onto there. Again, just pinch it to present it. Obviously, if you want to line those up, then you do that, but I don't worry about those things. You can tell because I didn't worry about it on there. Okay, and then this piece is the piece that you're going to put on here. So how you fold it is entirely up to you. I folded mine just on where the pattern changed. Okay, so that's the reason why I haven't told you any kind of a measurement. But what you want is you want more on the back than you do on the front. So in fact, on this one, I think I'm going to fold it where this pattern changes. In fact, I might have it that way around. In fact, I'm not going to do it where the pattern changes. I'm going to do it about there. So we've got about, what is that? That's about 1.25 inches. Yeah, about 1.25 inches. Okay, so we're just going to fold, like loosely fold it with our fingers, then fold it so that the lines meet up either side. And then all I did was I just rounded these corners off. Okay, just taking those corners out. So you obviously don't need to ink on the inside because nobody's going to see that. But we're going to ink on the outside because you will see that. Across the bottom, around the sides, and then just open that up so we can get to those edges. Across the bottom edge this side. Cool. So then this is going to wrap around here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put where the line, where the crease is, we're just going to put about 1/8 of an inch, well maybe 2/8 of an inch either side of that crease, just so that we've got some kind of a, you need some kind of friction to be able to hold something in there, and then stick it on your page. And I tried to aim for like the middle of the page or for wherever your little finger thumb thing is, and I just pressed it down and just make sure that it makes a nice bond. And then the last thing to do is our corner, well not the last thing, sorry, second from the penultimate thing. We're just going to put a bit of ink down on this. In fact, I should have decided which side I'm going to use first. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold this side in and decide which side you want to use. In fact, I'm going to do it that way around. Okay, but if you chose to do it the other way round, so if you did it this way round and you found that this was too long on this way, you just need to snip it down a little bit, but it's fine. So I'm going to pop that on there. And of course you could have it go in the opposite direction. You don't have to have it sloping this way. I'm just going to put glue on two sides, pop it in that corner, and then just press it down. And the reason why it's not exactly the same is because it's an organic shape. You know, it's not the same every time I do it, so you know it's entirely up to you which way you do it. So you want to make sure that then that all kind of sits together, which it does, like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece that we cut off, and we're going to choose which way around we want it. We're going to have it this way around. I'm just going to get rid of that floofy edge as much as I can, and then we're just going to ink this. So actually the floofy edge just adds something to this bit. It's like that kind of distressing tool that you can buy. Except for it's all in one. It's an all-in-one distressing tool and paper trimmer that I have at the moment. Like I say, I've ordered the blades, I just don't have them yet. So we will just finish inking this, and then what I did was I wrapped it round, and you'll find that it'll go a long way round, but what I did was I just didn't want it to come right, so it didn't come right edge to edge and be really tight, otherwise you won't get it on and off. Okay, so I left a little bit of a gusset either side, so I left it so that it stuck out about 1/8 of an inch either side, and then press it down, and then that's how you know where to glue. Choose which way round you want that. Actually, I want that on the front. Okay, I can just round that corner if I want to, and then do that one. That's only because you're going to see it, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. And then what you want to do is you want to glue all of this end, but you don't necessarily know where this is going to come to on here. So all I did was I glued the majority of that and then the very tip of this. And if there's a bit where there's no glue on it, it won't actually come apart because it's all been glued nicely. Got a bit of glue on this end and a lot of glue on this end, so it won't come apart, it'll be fine. Okay. And then if you wanted to, if you were really feeling in the mood, you could actually use all of these little bits if you were feeling like, hang on a minute, Dave said it was a one-sheet wonder and I was going to use it all, and like, so I should have 5 pieces, but I don't actually know where the 5th one is. Maybe it's on the floor. It may well be. Oh, it is. There we go. So what we could do is we could just make a little design on the front of our little belly band if you wanted to. Like, I'm not saying you have to. It's not a compulsory part of the program. It's me trying to use every bit up. I mean, I'm not going to use those little tiny bits that are cut out of the folds, but hey, see what we can make with these. It might turn into nothing and I might decide actually that's hideous, don't do that, Dave. But you know me, I like a challenge. So you could, let's do a bit of a design there. Make it into like some petals or something. Make it into a something. There you go, Dave. Blob of that in the middle. It's because I like it, you know, I like a challenge. Blob in the middle. You're probably thinking, well, I won't be doing that. Well, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to do this. It's not a compulsory part of it, but just thought it might be a bit of fun. And that in the middle of there. That's that. You can stick that on there. And then at least we can say, well, we used nearly all of it. And you can just slip that onto there, and that's your little slip cover. And I know it's a bit baggy now, but once you've put your ephemera inside of it, it will be the perfect size. It'll stop it all coming apart. And there you go, that's it. So another one-sheet wonder, really simple, very quick to do. You know, you can add extra bits onto it and till your heart's very content, but at the moment that's just using one sheet. So there we go. So that's it. So that's the one we made on camera, and that's my prototype. I did make a normal cardboard prototype, but I didn't actually glue it together. I just thought, yep, actually that's good, I like that. So as you can see, it's slightly different angles on this, and that will create a slightly different angle of the pocket, but you used it all. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and guess what? I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Lots of love. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Share it. Do all of that good stuff. And I'll see you very soon. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love and hugs. Take care. Bye.